As we webcast the National Technology Day lecture, the Technology Development Board, Department of Science and Technology, and the CII is organizing a digital conference on Restart. Reboot the economy through science, technology, and research translation. The year 2020 has been different. The current pandemic situation is being managed well only through S&T interventions, be it in the technologies for testing, development of repurposed drugs, and efforts on development of vaccines. Never in the history of S&T has science-backed technology development and translation moved in such speed to enable the governments world over to effectively handle the pandemic. A very few had seriously considered a contingency plan for an economy that has been shaken at its very foundation by a virus. Even now, world leaders are considering the coming out of lockdown situations, keeping in mind the effect of the virus on the economy. The phrase, the new normal, has now caught all our attention, which according to some means living with the virus. There are economists who are predicting that the Indo-Pacific or the Asia-Pacific Economic Corporation plus India, which accounts for 60% of the world GDP, is likely to be the new technology power. In the manufacturing economy, including that of leather, the huge question for the post-pandemic world is the role of China, more specifically, how the rest of the world would treat China. For instance, India plans to ramp up production of active pharmaceutical ingredients so that drug manufacturers in India and other parts of the world can have an alternative supplier in India. Pre-COVID, India imported 70% of its bulk drugs and intermediates from China. Post-COVID, India is looking at self-sufficiency in manufacturing of APIs for over 200 drugs out of 373 that is listed as India's essential medicines. This scenario is more or less similar to that India faced in the leather sector. In the mid-80s, the Government of India enterprise, Bangalore, entered the leather chemical business for indigenous production of fat liquors by scaling up technologies developed by CLRI. CLRI has been contributing to the development of technologies for leather processing, leather chemicals, waste management, value addition to waste, and in recent years, even realizing high-value products from waste since 1953. Some of these contributions are being put to you as snippets in the Twitter and Facebook. It is now time for the Indian leather industry, including the global leather chemical houses, manufacturing from India, to develop auxiliaries based on these indigenous resources. A predominantly large number of technologies that CLRI has come out with are based on indigenous resources. CLRI would bring out a compendium of such technologies for the Indian market very shortly. It is in this background that the role of leather technologists turned entrepreneurs in leather chemical sector is going to become more relevant. Chellam Chemicals India Private Limited, founded by Sri P. Gopalakrishnan, an MTech in leather technology from the Central Leather Institute, has significantly grown from converting the outcome of an MTech project into an industrial technology to a manufacturer of a range of 50-odd finishing, wet tint, and wet blue upgradation chemicals. Equipped with the state-of-art manufacturing facilities, Chellam's catalogs boast of a range of chemicals for the Indian raw material. CLRI and Chellam Chemicals brought to the world a chromelamine syntan free of formaldehyde. The first of its kind formaldehyde-free chromelamine combination product, the product has made tremendous inroads in the Indian leather industry within a very short time. An ardent supporter of the CSIR, Sri Gopalakrishnan and his team leave no stone unturned to propagate CSIR and CLRI in the leather world. On this technology day, as Sri Gopalakrishnan narrates his journey in the leather world, we see an opportunity for Indian technology, entrepreneurs, and new generation technologists to lead India and its manufacturing sector to greater heights. Let the technologists who come out of this institute, the leather industry leaders, the policy makers, and the upcoming graduate entrepreneurs restart, or in other words, reboot the leather industry through science, technology, and research translations, thus leveraging their traditional strength of providing employment to the people in the lowest strata of the economy. In the process, the leather industry would also be converting a waste product of the animal husbandry industry into value-added leather products for the global markets. Thank you.